one of the comic book movies that I think is truly underrated. Not as underrated as Man of Steel per se, but that I think deserves a lot more credit than it gets is the Venom franchise. I really like the Venom movies. I think I liked the first one more than most people did. Granted, I went back to the theater, saw it multiple times. The movie came out of nowhere, whereas everybody in the world was saying, a Venom movie without Spider-Man will never work. Nobody cares. No one's going to go see it. Guess what? That movie made, Ray, you're going to have to fact check me on this, but I think it made over $800 million.
More than Black Adam.
Or
it's actually 2 Black Adams.
More than double the amount of Black Adam. If not in the 800s, and it was in the high 700s. At any rate.
Yeah, it's 856.
$856 million this thing made. About $144 million away from being $1 billion film. And I thought it was a blast. I loved the humor in it. I loved the dichotomy between the symbiote and Tom Hardy. I just thought it was all wonderful and a lot of fun. I didn't think Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, was as good, but I still really quite enjoyed it. And despite the fact that it was still kind of in the throes of the pandemic, that movie also made over $500 million at the box office.
506.
506 at that context. In that period of time, while everything was still majorly reeling from pandemic and everything, that thing still made over $500 million. This franchise has made around over $1.3 billion between the two. So obviously they're going to make another one. Well, now we might have a little bit of insight as to what this third film might be, because according to some reports going around, the working title, which probably will not be the final title, but apparently the working title's come out, and the working title may give us a little bit of a glimpse into who the villain might be. This comes to us from the folks at Screenwriter wrote, Tom Hardy's next adventure with his symbiote alter ego is being produced under the moniker Orwell. While some fans suspect this to be in reference to author George Orwell, which would be understandable if you think that, known for penning novels such as 1984 and Animal Farm, others have pointed out the name's connection to Marvel Comics. Orwell Taylor played a key role in the 1992 comic book series Venom: Lethal Protector, wherein he swears vengeance against the title anti-hero after Venom smothers his son Hugh to death. Struggling with grief, he recruits some of his child's grieving army colleagues and outfits them with high-powered armor, christening the group The Jury, which, by the way, is one of the coolest names for a vigilante group. The Jury, and sends them on a mission to bring Eddie Brock down. All right. Now, it should be pointed out that at this point, that is pure speculation. I mean, what's the famous working title for Star Wars again? Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon.
Yeah. Again, which has had no connection, nothing. We've heard lots of what working titles are. What's that?
Isn't it Blue Harvest, like the Family Guy episode?
You know what? You're probably right. Blue Harvest. I think you're absolutely right. Has really absolutely no connection. We've seen lots of movies that had these secret working titles where at the end of the day, they had no connection, but sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. So in this case, is them having the working title Orwell, is that a little bit of an indication? Because we know there's a lot of influence that's been taken from Lethal Protector, right? Tom Hardy said that himself. So could this be an indication that maybe that's the storyline we're going to be getting? That Orwell Taylor is going to kind of be, I'm not going to say bad guy, but antagonist maybe to Venom in this film. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess no, it's not. I think it's just a clever working title, but you certainly wouldn't be crazy if you think it is. And I think it's something we need to keep our eyes on. We want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. Summer's coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full body grooming and hygiene products. It is time to get ready for summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code Campea. Guys, I've been using Manscaped products for a while now, and I love starting every day feeling cleaner, fresher, and way more comfortable. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you increase your confidence and level up your full body grooming game with the Performance Package 4.0. The kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 4.0, waterproof cordless body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. Inside the Performance Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer, because we know how painful chafing can be when you're wearing your bathing suit all day. And no one likes nose hair, so their package also comes with the Weed Whacker 2.0. You also get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value, and the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com/Campea and use the code Campea. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com/Campea and use the code Campea. Trim your chesticles with the besticles. Anyway, Chris, you saw this. Is this working title of Orwell? Is this something that could be giving us a little bit of insight as to who the antagonist of the next movie will be? Or is this just a random word they're using as a placeholder?
No, I think this should be a kind of direct correlation. Not necessarily Venom having killed somebody and them seeking revenge for the loss of a son. Unless it's someone who we've seen him kind of take out before. I don't think it's going to be somebody as, altruistic as a former military member. Maybe someone who's corrupted and things like that. But I do think using that title is a very, very key element here, and that it really, really probably is the jury that he's going to be dealing with. And before some of you too think, well, Venom, a symbiote dealing with a bunch of guys who band together to deal with him, that doesn't sound as intimidating or as big as dealing with Carnage or something like that, or the various symbiotes or things we've seen in Venom. These guys are all armed with a technology that is specifically designed to screw Venom up. Sonic blasters, fire, things that he is vulnerable to and sensitive to, right? And also at one point, U.S. Agent was part of this group. Now, I doubt we're going to see that in here. We're not going to have Kirkland Captain America in this movie. I'm very doubtful of that. But I think this could be a really, really interesting concept, especially if we're diving into the dichotomy of how Eddie Brock still doesn't feel quite settled and right with the symbiote, is this something that still is in my control? Is this creature something that should still be with me? Am I living the life that I should be living? Or is the symbiote still sometimes in more control than he is? That sort of stuff. I think that kind of exploration into his character could be really, really cool. And this is a really great group of vigilantes to kind of explore that with.
I am curious too if they're going to address, or what they probably should do is completely abandon. The end of Venom 2 had a post-credit scene that I've heard louder pops in theaters, but not many. When in the post-credit scene of Venom 2, everything goes to hell and Tom Hardy wakes up in Tom Holland's Spider-Man universe. And the whole audience in my theater went bananas. Not quite as much as when J. Jonah Jameson showed up at the end of the one Spider-Man movie. Yeah, there it is there. The whole theater went totally bananas. This is an incredible setup. The crossing of the streams turned out to be some meaningless another post-credit scene. It was just a setup for another post-credit scene where we see Tom Hardy not interacting with anybody from the MCU, just saying, "Oh, I've been at this bar all day. Okay, I better go." And like one little drop of the symbiote stayed behind. And I mean, I wonder if they'll go further with that and pursue that, or if they're just going to abandon it. I think they're just going to abandon it because that was one of the biggest teases that led to nothing
Absolutely.
ever.
I think that was them dealing with it was, we saw him in there. Yep. He and Denny Rojas hung out and now we're done.
Oh, that's right. That was Denny Rojas. I totally forgot about that. Anyway, guys, questions for you. What do you think about this? I mean, I know the Venom movies are not for everybody, and maybe you're not even looking forward to the third one. I certainly am. What do you think about this Orwell as a working title? Do you think that could mean anything? Maybe it means absolutely nothing. What do you think they're going to do about the post-credit scene in Venom 2? Are they going to pursue that more, saying, I don't feel completely whole? I don't know. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.